Hello, students. So we will continue the review for our pre-finals examination. So this is the part two of our review. So I'll give you another 10 items. So for question number one, which of the following is a type 2 error? A, rejecting when it is true. So this is the what? Alternative. Okay, so rejecting the alternative hypothesis when it's true. Next, failing to reject the null alternative hypothesis when it's false. C. Rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. And D. Failing to reject the null hypothesis when it is false. So what is the answer? The correct answer is letter D. So failing to reject the null hypothesis when it is false. So the explanation behind that, in hypothesis testing, there are two types of errors. Type 1 error, rejecting the null hypothesis when it's actually true. Type 2 error, failing to reject the null hypothesis when it is actually false. That's why the answer is letter D. So, a type 2 error means you miss detecting a real effect. So, in other words, there was a difference or effect, but your test didn't find enough evidence to reject it. Question number two. Which component of an amortization payment decreases over the term of the loan? A, the taxes, B, the total payment, C, the interest portion, D, the principal portion. So, what is your answer? So the correct answer is letter C. Bakit? In a standard amortized loan like a mortgage or a car loan, so the total payment usually stays the same each month. Each payment is split into two, the interest and the principal. So at the beginning of your loan, the loan balance is high. Interest, which is calculated on the remaining balance, is also high. So a larger portion of the payment goes toward interest. So as the loan progresses, the balance decreases, less interest is charged, therefore the interest portion decreases. So the answer is letter C. And the principal portion increases to keep the total payment the same. For question number three, what do we define guarantor? So A, an individual who agrees to pay the debt if the borrower fails. B, the bank manager. C, the interest rate. D, the total amount borrowed. So what is the answer? Letter A, correct. So the guarantor is someone who promises to repay a loan if the original borrower cannot. They provide additional security to the lender by taking responsibility if the borrower defaults. Question number four. Which of the following is a characteristic of a mortgage? A. It must be paid in one day. B. It is unsecured loan. C. It is only for buying clothes. D. It is a loan secured by real estate. So the answer is letter D. Okay, so uh, since a mortgage is a secured loan, meaning it's a backed by collateral, specifically real estate, so like a house or property. If the borrower fails to pay, the lender can take the property to recover the debt. Next, which of the following is a characteristic of a contingent annuity? A. The term is fixed. B. It has no interest. C. The term depends on an uncertain event. D. It is paid only once. So the correct answer is letter C because when you say contingent annuity continues based on uncertain event, usually a person's lifetime. So the payment lasts as long as the events occurs. For an example, the person is alive, so the term is not fixed. So the correct answer is letter C. Next, what is the term used to describe the interest computed on the principal and on the accumulated past interest? A. Annuity. B. Amortization. C. Simple interest. D. Compound interest. So what is the answer? Letter D. So alam nyo na yung explanation dapat dyan, no? Compound interest is calculated on both the original principal and the accumulated interest from previous periods. So in contrast, simple interest is calculated only on the original principal. Next, how much is the interest is 10,000 pesos is is compounded quarterly at 2% for 5 years. So what will be the answer? Una, gamit tayo ng formula for compound interest. Letter A, 1,150 pesos and 25 centavos. B, 1,000 pesos. C, 1,048 pesos and 96 centavos. D, 1,051 pesos and 25 centavos. So using your scientific calculator, I know you know the formula. So the correct answer will be letter C. So of course, use the compound interest formula wherein P is equal to 1 plus R over M. So yung iba ay ang ginagamit dito, no? I is equal to R over M. And dito naman sa exponent, yung iba ginagamit N. So N is equal to M times T. No? Yung M natin dito is 4. Yung T nyo dyan is 5. Okay? Yung R, 0.02. So, i-substitute nyo lang. 10,000 multiplied to 1 plus 0.02 over 4 raised to 5 times 4 is 20. So, this will be the answer. So, this will be the answer for the um how much the interest can be worth at the okay, for the future value, no? This will be the future value ng pera niyang 10,000. Since ang kinukuha lang pa natin is interest, so ima-minus natin yan doon sa principal amount. Okay, so that is 11,048 minus 10,000. So the answer is 1,048.96. Okay, yan yung interest. Number 8. How many years will it take for 5,000 pesos to reach 7,000 if it is invested at 5% compounded annually? Letter A, 6.89 years, B, 5.25 years, C, 7.50 years, D, 8.12 years. So dito pwede kayo gumamit since time or yung T yung hinahanap. So may iba-iba kayong formula or ibang atake na pwedeng gawin dito. So the correct answer is letter A. So, of course, we will use the compound interest formula and then substitute lang natin. That will be 7,000 is equal to 5,000 times 1.05 raised to t. Dapat nasa exponent yung t. Okay? So, that will be 1.4. Pag divide natin both side by 5,000, ito nilang maiwan. 1.4 is equal to the quantity of 1.05 raised to t. So, take a natural logarithm para makuha natin yung value ng t. Okay, t is equal to ln 1.4 over ln 105. So, using your scientific calculator, this will be, okay, equivalent to 6.89 years. Number 9. What does the level of significance represent? A. The probability of making a type 1 error. B. The probability of making a type 2 error. C. The probability that the null hypothesis is true. And D. The total area under the curve. So, the answer is letter A. Bakit? When you say the level of significance, that is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is actually true. In other words, it represents the chance in making a type 1 error. Common values are 0.05 and 0.01. Okay, last question. Which of the following represents the alternative hypothesis? Okay, so ano yung symbol nito? Mu, no? Okay, parang yung mean. Mean. So, yung symbol na yan, mu. So, your mean is equal to 50 and your mean is not equal to negative 50. Letter C, that's less than or equal to 50. And letter D, greater than or equal to 0.5. Okay, so what do you think is the answer? Letter B. Okay, so that is correct. Bakit? The alternative hypothesis represent what we want to test. It is a statement that there is an effect or difference. So it's typically expressed as not equal to, greater than, or less than. So kapag nakita niyo yung mga yan, yung symbol na not equal, ginagamit greater than, or less than, So, tumutukoy yan sa alternative hypothesis. So, that's why the answer is letter B. So, example nila, no, i-assume natin na no effect, no? And then yung alternative hypothesis mo, nagko-contradict ka dun sa null hypothesis.